Let's be real, every phone these days is like the same, like actually the same. The same black rectangle, same rounded corners, same 3 little cameras up in the corner. Now they're all incredible, but they're just completely boring. I mean, nobody's excited about these phones anymore, right? But this year, well, this is the first time in a long time where that might genuinely be changing, because there's one form factor that's been quietly getting really, really good. And 2026 is shaping up to be the year that it finally goes mainstream. This. Foldables. And the reason it's about to go mainstream, well, it's not because of Samsung, but rather Apple, because every leak, every rumor, every dummy unit we have floating around right now is pointing at the exact same thing, that Apple is about to drop a folding iPhone. Not in the distant future, but like in a few weeks. Now look, none of this is confirmed yet by Apple, so we don't know exactly what we're getting, but you know how this works. When Apple walks into a new category, usually that category goes mainstream. It's just what happens. But you don't have to wait for the Apple version to see where this is all going, because I've been using basically a preview of that. It's this, the Galaxy Fold 8. So let's start with why this is even a conversation now, because for years, I mean, it just wasn't. For the longest time, the phone was basically finished, right? I mean, it's done. A flat glass rectangle was the final answer, and every year you just get a slightly better camera, slightly better processor, the number goes up, but that's pretty much it. The phone basically became an appliance. It became your refrigerator. And when foldables first showed up, everyone kind of laughed at them, and at first, I mean, fair enough. That first fold, I mean, it was rough, man. I mean, ugly creases, buggy software, ridiculous front screen. It was clearly a prototype that you are paying way too much for. So if you wrote it all off, I get why. But here's what everyone dismissing it kind of missed. Those weren't idea problems, they were just execution problems. And execution problems, well, they get solved. Every single year we get a little less crease, a little tougher, a little more actual useful product ideas. I mean, look at this. This is my Fold 7, been using it for over a year now, basically every single day. And well, it works. This form factor is real. The thinness, the lightness, the fact that it feels like a regular phone for the most part until you open it up. This is not a proof of concept, some prototype anymore. It works. It's great. And it's easy to dismiss this as a fad, but the part that tells you it wasn't is because it wasn't just Samsung making this. We had companies like Huawei building foldables, Honor, Oppo, Google had the Pixel Fold. Some of the smartest hardware companies on the planet are all basically independently chasing the same idea, and they've been doing it for years. And now Apple, the company that famously never goes first, the company that waits until it's sure, well, every sign is saying that they're about to jump into this too, and that is the tell. Apple doesn't do first. What they do is mainstream, and their version is rumored to be basically an iPad mini that folds in half for around $2,000, which is almost exactly what I've been holding in my hands already. So this, well, this is your early look. Real quick though, before we keep going, I want to thank this video's sponsor, GoDaddy. And you've probably heard of GoDaddy before, but this new product here is wild. Say you've got an idea for a new website, but you really have zero interest in coding it or fighting with templates. Well, with this GoDaddy Aero AI builder, you just describe what you want in your own words and it builds it for you. You can even give it a reference. Like I found this event page that has the exact layout I'm looking for, so I just drop the link in and tell it what I'm looking for. Well, there you go. It's building it in real time. And not only that, it's a real working page in the style I was looking for, and it only takes minutes, not weeks. And making changes from there is just as easy. You can just talk to it. So I can ask it for example, a map or a bigger RSVP button, and boom, there it is. No menus, no dragging anything around, it just works. And once you're ready to publish, the hosting, the security, and the subdomain are all included. Plus, it's ready to be found on things like Google and AI searches like from ChatGPT, all on day one. So you're actually going to be seen on the web. So if you want to check this out, use the link down below in the description or scan my QR code here on screen and start using GoDaddy's Aero AI Builder with 50 free credits. If you aren't new to foldables, this really isn't going to feel much different, at least not at first, because the idea here isn't brand new at all. But where it clicked is that this isn't really a phone, rather it is a tablet that folds up to be small. And look, I love the iPad mini, I use it all the time, I'll leave that video link down below. But the idea of making this even more portable and letting it do phone things, well, it makes a lot of sense. And I think once your brain flips from a folding phone to a pocket tablet, well, it's really hard to go back. I've been loving using this. Now, look, I'm not going to pretend it's perfect because, well, it's not. The speakers here are pretty weak. The inner camera has that, classic black cutout, but I kind of wish they would have gone back to what they did with that hidden version of the camera that they used to do inside, because right now it really does kind of get in the way. And the biggest one for me, and it's the same problem that I've really had with all foldables, is that the software just isn't quite there yet. Depending on the app, you either have a phone app that is just a little bit more stretched out, or you just don't have an app using the screen the way it should, or the way it could. But here's the thing, that software gap, that's kind of the whole reason Apple entering the space matters so much, at least to me, because if there's one thing Apple does really well, it's getting every app to feel like it actually belongs on that screen. Now, they've had their mess of other things, but they do a pretty good job at that. That is the piece that Android Foldables has just never been able to get right for the last 6 years. So the hardware is basically there. The shape is basically solved. The last thing I think standing between this and mainstream is exactly the thing I think Apple could fix overnight. Because look, when I'm using the Fold 8 with 2 apps side by side, getting real multitasking done, having this big screen, it's incredible. It's exactly what I want from a device like this because it can still fit in my pocket. It's just that Samsung hasn't quite nailed the software, and I don't even think that's their fault. But the Fold 8, it is probably one of my favorite phones I've ever used. This form factor truly is special. I love it. This little square device, this like portal into my digital world that I can then open up and really experience like a tablet. It's the promise that's been made so many times, but for whatever reason, this form factor truly works. Okay, but here's where it stops being about this one phone, because I love the Fold 8s. I'm glad it's here. It's one of my favorite phones ever, but that's not really the thing I want to talk about here, because there's this bet being made in the world of tech right now. A huge chunk of the smartest, richest people in the entire industry, well, they're not betting on the phone at all. In fact, they're betting that the phone is basically about to die, or on the very least, they're waiting for it to get replaced. That's what this whole AI hardware wave is. The pins, the pendants, the smart glasses, the whole Jony Ive and OpenAI thing, billions and billions of dollars are all pointed at basically the same idea, which is that we're going to replace the phone with something that you talk at instead of stare at. And well, I don't buy it. I really don't, because the phone might be the most refined object humans have ever made. And you're telling me that this is going to get replaced by some little pin on my shirt. I mean, come on, that's not going to happen. You don't replace the thing that's already in a billion pockets, the thing everyone reaches for every waking hour. You just don't do that. It's too good. It is too woven in. But too perfect to replace does not mean that it's done evolving. Those are two different things entirely. You don't replace the phone, rather you change the phone. And the thing that seals the deal for me here is that one of the most valuable companies in the world, the one that never moves until it's basically sure, they're not out there building some pendant and they're not building a brooch that you talk to, rather they are building a folding phone. And that tells you exactly where this whole thing is going. Not post phone, but rather evolve the phone, change the shape. So this thing in my hand isn't just a cool gadget, rather it's the clearest look we've got at where the phone is actually headed. So should you go out and buy the Fold 8 right now? Honestly, probably not for most of you. I mean, this thing is still a $2,000 phone. That's used car money, or at the very least, it used to be used car money. That is a lot for a phone. So who is this actually for right now? Well, it's for the person who wants their phone to actually be kind of interesting again, not just an appliance. And look, an appliance is important. It's what most people actually need. I don't need my refrigerator to do cool things. I just want it to be a refrigerator. But if you're someone like me who likes new things, likes new technology, likes to see where things are going, if that's you, well, this is like the closest we've ever gotten to the perfect version of a folding phone. And I think you will love it. But if you're just kind of curious about the form factor and you're not in a rush, I definitely say wait a month. See what Apple actually does, because whoever ends up making your foldable, whether it's Samsung, Apple, Google, whoever, it doesn't matter. This is the shape I think phones are heading. But here's the thing, look, the phone is not dying. I think it's just finally going to be changing shape in a real way. I know Samsung and other companies have been doing this for years, but you can't deny that when Apple gets into this game, things might look different. And I think that is a whole lot more exciting than a world where we all just kind of end up talking to some AI on our chest. This right here is the first real look at that future, and I'm excited for it.